Okay, so just a quick lecture around what comes up very often at the exam, which is around the DynamoDB concurrency model. And so DynamoDB has a feature, and we've seen this briefly, which allows us to do conditional updates or conditional deletes. So what does that mean? Well, that means that you can ensure that when you update or delete an item, it hasn't changed. So because we access stuff over the network, it is possible that multiple clients access the same object at the same time. And so we want to make sure that we delete something only if a certain condition is validated. And so that makes DynamoDB something called an optimistic locking or concurrency database. So for the exam, just remember that DynamoDB is optimistic locking, okay? Not pessimistic, it is optimistic. So here's an example just for you to understand what I mean. Here's an item in our DynamoDB table, and the name is Michael and the version is 1. So there are two attributes for my item. And we have two clients, and they could be different apps or web clients, and they want to access that item at the same time. What they want to do is update the name. So the client 1 wants to update the name to John, and it says, I want to update the name to John only if the item version is 1. Client 2 wants to update the name to Lisa, but the only way it's updating the name to Lisa is to only update if the item version is 1. So as you can see, they both at the same time try to update that item. And so what's going to happen is that when the item is updated, maybe the client 2 will update it first. Now the item will be name equals Lisa, version equals 2. Well, it turns out that the client 1, the update will not go through because guess what? The version is now 2, it's not 1. And so the client 1 update will be rejected. And so this is what optimistic locking or concurrency works. If you didn't understand concurrency, don't worry. This is a bit more high level and a bit more complicated to deal with. But the exam just expects you to know that DynamoDB is an optimistic locking or concurrency database. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Just remember that, and I will see you in the next lecture.